Welcome to Real Life with Jenny. My name's Jenny Senapataratna. Grab your favorite drink and a snack and we will get started. Today, I have finally broken down and bought myself the mango Ceylon tea that I love from Panera. And I realized that it was a little bit more expensive than I ever spent. In fact, about 3 times more money. I normally spend about $3 on 20 bags, and this was $10 on 20 bags. But when I go to Panera, it is over $3. So here we are splurging in 2023. And because I splurged on that, I'm eating walnuts. Or maybe just because I'm obsessed with them right now. All right, well, let's get real. I have hesitated to do this podcast for several weeks. In fact, it is the end of the day here in the Senapataratna house, and I am just starting my podcast because honestly, I have my word for the year, and it is not an exciting word. So last year, my word was thrive. And I talked about it all year long. I was so excited about what God was teaching me. And one of the main things he taught me is thriving is really about my attitude and about my thought process. So yay, I am still thriving in 2023. That is still something that I'm not going to give up because I've not given up the word no either. But this year, I have been praying about my word for a good solid 2 months. I hesitate to say that because I don't like to put time frames on things, but I have been praying about this word for a really long time. And it is a word that came to me at 3 a.m. one night. I have really been having struggles sleeping. I can fall asleep, but then I'm waking up in the middle of the night and I'm up. And all of a sudden, because I'm not coherent, my brain is going a million miles an hour and I'm worrying about the craziest stuff. And this word came to me in the middle of the night. And I was like, Lord, may this not be my word. I remember thinking that. That's a weird word. And it came back to me, and it's come back to me, and it's come back to me. And it's not a word that I use in my everyday language. So here we go. The word is ensure. Ensure. I know, not insure or assure. Ensure. Well, so when you put it into Google and you look up hey, give me a cute little graphic for it. It's one of those little drinks that you, that I'm like, Lord, do you want me to be drinking this or what's happening? Am I because I think they're kind of like a protein shake kind of thing. Not 100% sure that I really know what it is, but I did look up the word ensure. And it is to make certain that something shall occur. One of the synonyms is to confirm, guarantee, seal, set it with a seal, verify. It is this is what's gonna happen. And I'm like, okay, that is so not me. I am so, loosey-goosey maybe be the word that I am. And so the word ensure is kind of a little different than I am. And so I actually looked up because I was really struggling. So Google has been my friend. Ensure is to make sure something happens, to guarantee it. Insure is to cover something with insurance. That's a good. Assure is to remove someone's doubts. So ensure is to make sure something happens, to guarantee it. And I was like, Lord, I really am still going, Lord, ensure? What am I supposed to do with this? This does not really work in my life. Am I supposed to ensure that I get my list done? What is this about? And of course, because I have some of the wisest family on the planet, I was kind of grumbling, to be completely honest with you. I was grumbling to my daughter that she's like, so what's your word for the year? And I was like, yeah, I'm not telling you. And she's like, oh, come on, Mom. And so I told her, and I'm like, I'm just really struggling with it. I don't really grasp the concept of it. It's really not it's so much more your dad's kind of word than mine. because Kevin's words for the year are get it done. And I'm like, that's so the same as ensure. Like, how can we be on the same page? Am I comfortable with that? And so I'm really like kind of grumbling about like, I'm hoping that I'm hearing wrong and that it's a different word and that maybe God gives me something like peace or rest or I don't know, something wonderful. I don't know. I was hoping for something and she looked at me and she was like, maybe it's not about you ensuring things. Maybe it's about God ensuring them in your life, Mom. And I have to be completely honest, I was like stunned silent, which doesn't happen very often. I was stunned silent. I was like, oh, wow, you're right. My words are not always about me, right? They are not, they're about a lesson that I need to learn and something that I'm going to walk through and that I'm going to have to dig deep into God for a lot of times. And God is really an ensure in our life. He's a guarantee. He has not changed yesterday, today, and they say forever. Like there is no change. He is the same God. He does not change the way he feels about me because I'm a failure. He does not change the way he feels about me when I'm a success. He does not change whether I'm in my skinny jeans or my, oh my goodness, we're in leggings only phase. He does not care. His guarantee of love and acceptance is the same all the way across the board. And it just hit me that that's exactly what I need. First of all, I am it's very important to me this year to be more intentional. And so I feel like ensure and intentionality are going to go hand in hand in my life this year. I may be taking it way out of context, but you know what? It's my word. So here we go. I really want to make sure that I'm more intentional because I can so often get lost. I've talked about like when I'm doing puzzles or listening to books, I just get lost and I am in my own world and nothing else really happens. And I need to be more intentional of being present. And I need to be more intentional on just things that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing that I kind of set to the side. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get there eventually. I put it on the list, lose the list. When I find the list, I'll remember to do it again. I'm just not, we have lived in this house that we currently live in for 23 years. And the moment we walked in the house, I hated the curtains. Like, I remember walking in going, oh, those are ugly. Like, I absolutely hated everything about the curtains. There was nothing. I hated the color. I hated the length. I hated everything about them. And I kept them on the wall for over 10 years before I got rid of them. And I never replaced them. I was going to, like that was my intention, was to replace them. I took them down, took all the hardware down, and now it's been 13 years that we've been without any curtains in our living room. Kind of crazy because I've had a lot of friends say, hey, why don't I come over and help you decorate? Because that's not really my thing. And it was not intentional. Like, really should have gone, okay, this is something that I need to do. And I need to make it a priority. And I need to move forward on it. And I just don't always do that. So that's one thing that I really feel like this word means for me. The other is, I really need to understand God's love in a deeper way. Now, many of us have flawed parents. Okay, we all have flawed parents, right? Like none of our parents are perfect. I mean, my mom's pretty close, but none of our parents are perfect. None of them did exactly what they were supposed to do at all times, including myself. Like I have messed up as a parent more times than anybody can imagine. My poor child. But that's okay. She's going to make it. We'll be fine. And God's her father, right? But so I have a flawed relationship with God. And I don't always see his love and his acceptance and his plan for my life. I get so caught up in the way I look or the way I'm feeling or what's currently around me that I'm not secure in who he is. And God is saying to me this year, I ensure that I love you. I ensure that I accept you. I ensure that I have a plan for you. There are promises in the Bible. Of course, I Googled it, right? Because I was like, we always talk about the promises in the Bible. We always are like, oh, here are the promises. And, those kind of things. And I looked it up, and there's over 7,000 promises in the Bible. Not all of them are specifically for you. All right. There are some in there that are specifically for Israel. There are some of there that are specifically for sinners. There are things that are specifically set for different things. But there are things in there that I'm going to hold on to this year. So I've actually made a list. I'll share it on Facebook and on Instagram. A list of 9 promises that I'm going to try to remember. That God loves me, that he accepts me, that he knows a plan. He has a future and a hope for me. Like, I could go through the whole Bible, and every book we could find some promises that the Lord has given to you. That my favorite, and what I'm holding on to right now, is Psalms 23. There's so many things in that little passage that I memorized in 2nd grade that really can feed into who you are if you listen to the Lord and listen to that he ensures those for you. He guarantees that in your life. He guarantees that he lays you beside still waters. He guarantees that his rod and his staff are with you in the midst of the valley of the shadow of death. He ensures that you are going to be at the table eating with him, and that there's going to be greatness in your future. There are so many things that you can find. And so my prayer, as I'm walking through this, and you're going to hear it throughout the year about Ensure, and that I am the least secure person on the planet. Maybe you're with me, that I am insecure in everything. Like, there is nothing I feel super confident in. I took a second there. There is nothing that I feel super confident in. I am insecure in every part of my life. And I feel like the Lord is saying it's time for you to find some security in me, and to know that he's the guarantee, and also to do the work, to be more intentional with my life, and be more intentional with my goals, be more intentional with this podcast. I know, don't get too wild, Jenny. Be more intentional with my Bible reading, be more intentional with my exercising. Like, I can lay it all out for you. You don't really care. But what this year do you need some Ensure? What do you need a guarantee in? What do you need that security piece in, that you just feel like you're out there floundering? You're just out there going, what am I doing with this? What's happening over here? And ask the Lord into that. Ask the Lord to kind of come into whatever you're really struggling with. The minute I ask the Lord to come into my identity, with my body and how I look and my weight and all that kind of fun stuff, there is an ability to see myself in a different way that I've never seen before. So I hope that you will allow God to come into that area, whatever your area you're feeling like you need that, an area that you are looking for a guarantee, something to be confirmed, to be verified, to be established, not started, established, something that you need to be made certain of. I pray that you will ask the Lord into that area, as I'm going to be doing this year, and hopefully we all become better people. Well, at least we'll try. All right. Well, that is all I have for you this week. I know it's been a really weird podcast, because that's where I am. I'm in a really weird place going, Lord, this makes me really uncomfortable. But you can find me at Real Life with Jenny, and on Instagram, on Facebook. We have a group, and we have a page on Facebook. You can also find me at christconnection.cc/Jen. All of my info is there. I am very scared to publish this podcast. I'll be completely honest, because this is weird. And the word Ensure is a word that is not something we have much of in this world. Our world, there are not many guarantees. There are not many certainties. There are They say the only thing that's certain is death and taxes. That's what they say. So we live in a world that is uncertain and unsure of what's going on. And when God's calling me to be more intentional and to find my insurer in Him and my guarantee in Him, it is a scary thing to admit to other people. So I pray for you as you allow Him to walk into those fluid places in your life that you need a little bit more guarantee and you need a lot more God, that it will be a great experience and that you will be able to share that with me. And maybe I will learn too. That'd be great. You all have a blessed week.